short film will give an introduction into the Basic Needs Gloucestershire Community Animation Programme, the story so far.
Would you like any beds, madam? Yeah, I went, in my past I suffered with anorexia, and I was at home and I wouldn't eat, and I was putting Coney Hill to be fattened up and tablets and whatever, and then I went to a place called Don Court. I was there for 10 years. Because I still have this fear of being with lots of people, but I'm going to flip. The voices were right here, but I didn't understand they were voices. I thought it was people trying to kill me. The last 2 years I've been very, very low. You know, not the voices, but I don't want to go anywhere, do anything.
So, I love those.
Yeah. Because I've done this, I feel that I've achieved something.
Yeah, you have.
That's what I mean. I've achieved more in my life than I did in the past.
That's fine, I know.
You want that one?
Go on then. So that's 52.
If I like today I'm on my own, I was worried about a day before that I couldn't do it. But now, I know what we got to sell. And Mac and my mates are all with me here. And I'm selling a veg on my own. Which I thought I'd never do in a month of Sundays.
What are you good at?
I do art.
Right.
I'm an artist and designer as well. I paint pictures. And what I really love to do is, I don't know if you could fix it for me, Serena, but I've got quite a few pictures I'd like to sell.
Right, okay.
And I have a gallery to show my art, because I haven't had people before to say, look, you've got a talent. Everybody says I've got a talent to sell my pictures, but I just don't know how to get around selling my pictures. My family and friends say I'm so good at it. My mum said I could have made $1 million by now.
I'd like to say the people that I work with, they really enjoy sort of taking the lead in doing some of the courses. Like Hugo, he runs the Expressive Arts, but when he's not here, there's clients that will take over leading the Expressive Arts.
Absolutely. And
they do a really good job. And it just inspires people to do their best, and they make other people feel better as well.
People, they've got dreams that the things they'd like to be, and maybe it goes back to what they used to do before they developed, say, I'm talking from a mental health issue point of view. So but we try our best to try and support them in that.
Tell me a little bit about Lucille, your interest in the community animation programme.
When I've been to the meetings, the clients there have really been empowered to talk up for themselves, say what they want out of life, and then it's been structured to show people that yes, it can happen. Even in the meetings, I've seen people talk. You know, they've formed relationships themselves, and they've talked about the places they've been to. So they're just passing on information themselves to each other. So that's what it's all about. I think it's building on all the good work that some little places like us have started, but I think you do it on a bigger scale.
You started to talk with Ruth, one of our community animators, about planning a consultation meeting later, a big meeting in the autumn. Can you just tell me a little bit about that?
So we talked about having 2 small meetings here with the clients that already attend the Phoenix, and what Ruth wanted was to see how they would like the meeting to be prepared, and how comfortable, you know, what would make them feel comfortable to talk about things.
On that note, I mean, we used to have a former employee of GL Communities, actually was for a while, it's probably about 2 years ago now. He was actually doing these sessions with clients, and quite a lot of them were interested on how meetings are run.
Yeah.
So some of them have already done little sessions which all have maybe built their confidence in attending meetings and how meetings are run and speaking up and the minutes are taken. We see them progress a lot faster in their recovery when they do actually start to participate in stuff in the outside community as well as just coming here.
We're all people at the end of the day, and it's just about, you know, when we say it like that, people then take a label away and it takes the pressure off people, I believe.
We've just heard very briefly how you've been coming to the meetings. Do you want to say any more about how you got involved and what attracted you to come along?
It was talked about at the White House, and I think it just sounded interesting, you know, to see what sort of opportunities there were in Morton, and whether we could improve things for people.
There was a sharp intake of breath, I thought, at the first meeting when I opened up and I said I've always found Morton the most unfriendly place on this planet. Because I have. But since I've been coming to these meetings, I say hello to John on the street now and other people.
So how would you describe the actual experience of coming to meetings and being in meetings?
Well, I think it's good to hear other people's problems and trying to discuss and find solutions to them.
In the groups, what do you think is the groups moving towards? Because you've all invested a lot of time and energy in coming to the meetings.
I think we're sort of starting to look at what is available in Morton that we could do socially, kind of thing. And
we talked about walks, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, the walking groups and things like that. And we're starting to look at ways that to look at what's stopping people doing that. We had our first meeting in March, and that was just sort of an introductory meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were trying to find out about Morton.
Yes, and then we've met up about 5 times since, and each time I think we've been gradually doing more and more.
I find it really good to work in a group, to be able to just feel part of the group and not to feel that I'm different, special and different. Actually, that's one of the things. I'm apt to think I'm special and different, which is not helpful, I don't think.
So it sounds like you're looking for or hoping for doing things with people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, have an open mind about things, really.
Do you think the group will give you chances to learn new things? For yourself?
Definitely. Definitely.
What kinds of things?
Well, probably to feel a bit happier in a sort of social situation.
Yeah.
Maybe have a bit more confidence.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because that's an important thing with me. My confidence has been affected, and that sort of stops me doing things. I don't know if Derek feels the same.
Yeah, I get days like that.
Yeah.
When people are looking at you or they're judging you, they're not. They're probably
Worrying about themselves.
Yeah, that's right. They're thinking about exactly the same as you are.
Yes, absolutely.
So
that's the thing, isn't it? You know, self, and we put the emphasis on ourselves, but actually everybody's much the same. So that's why it's really good to share with people about what's going on. I do know a lot about being depressed, I can tell you, because I spent years being depressed, and when I look back through the family photograph album, you know, I just realised all the way through my life I've had really bad bouts of depression, and any day that I'm not depressed, it seems to have gone now. I have worked very, very hard at it though, actually.
If we can create or identify opportunities for people, then and say we decided to start the walking group again, then other people from outside this group would go on it. So that should benefit them as well.
Very clear.
Yes, very good idea, and also might break down some of the prejudices if they eventually found that, you know, we'd attended the White House.
Yes.
Because I think there's so much stigma around, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's really, really painful, I think, to be labelled something.
Yes.
I mean, we're all a mass of different things anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, and maybe we've all had lives that were kind of up and going at one stage. I think you're absolutely right. I don't think anybody's interested, actually. I don't think they are, unless they've hit the rocks themselves. They aren't interested. And then people are very frightened of turning up with something like that and being different.
Yes.
That's the thing with this group, I've noticed there's always loads of ideas about things that could be done.
Yes.
Things that are within reach.
Yeah.
Right, well, here we are.
I'm going to say to
What I've filled, I've only filled in things that we've talked about, which are activities. Because, I mean, I've got an envelope here with absolutely masses of things going on in Morton, but I thought it's just the ones we talked about. What else do we want on here? What interests us?
Think about what we can call ourselves, or what you can call yourselves as a group.
Something to do with trust is quite good, isn't it?
What do you mean? Say a bit more about that.
Well, I quite like it. It's called the Barnwood Trust, but that's a trust because it's a financial, probably trust. But actually, there's something nice about trusting each other, isn't there?
Yeah.